Love, peace, and soul. It's the 1970s, and we are on the funky train to Soul Train. It's American Soul Season 1.
You're tuned in to AfterBuzz TV, the ESPN of TV talk. Now, let the buzz begin.
I always do the four corners. That's my
Hey!
70s dance.
We're doing our imaginary 70s dance.
We love the jerk.
No music, but we're doing the jerk. Is the jerk in the 70s? No, that's like
I don't
the 50s?
even know if that's the 70s,
okay.
but I'll do the
Here we
four
go.
corners.
What's the 70s?
The 70s, the washing machine. Okay.
Cute.
All right, well,
Hey guys, what's up? Welcome to American Soul Season 1. This is a brand new BET show, and this show highlights one of a classic. It's Black History Month, and that classic is Soul Train. Hey. Yes. Before we get started in the show, I am your host, Nakia Monet, and I am joined by a beautiful panel of beautiful ladies. Ladies.
What's up, y'all? It's your girl, Drew Jones.
Hey, everybody, I'm El Marie.
And as you know, it's Shawna O.
Hey, ladies.
What's up, y'all?
Soul Train.
This
Soul.
panel is litty.
We lit,
guys.
right? This is amazing. Before we get
Music
started and all that stuff, I just want to let everyone know this is the first episode. This is the first season. So when you guys come, we're going to have really cool segments for you. We do have a segment today called the Soul Spotlight, where we're going to start highlighting and shining the spotlight on people who were on Soul Train, people from the 70s. So that's a really cool segment. So if you guys come on back, we'll have really cool segments for you. Okay, y'all, enough about that. Overall thoughts on this show so far?
Ooh. It's one of those shows where it's like, where has this been my entire life?
Yeah.
Like, I was so excited when I heard about this show, and it didn't disappoint.
It didn't, and I'm excited about that. Even the previews, I'm like, okay, this looks like it's going to be good. Like, BET is doing very well with their, like, miniseries and their movies and everything, so I'm excited for the rest of the series.
Yes, of course. I'm excited, too. I'm just feeling like, first of all, JT, call me. And I'm feeling like the music in the episode, because I love musicals. I'm all into that. Is really giving me life. Like, it really had me listening to the soundtrack and listening to all this 70s music earlier today, taking a shower. Like,
yeah. That's one thing I loved about this show. So this show, there's so many different characters and so many different elements to American Soul. I feel like the characters, not only do we have a Don Cornelius, but we have the music. We have the backdrop of the 70s, which in the 70s we have the Vietnam War, drugs, racism, which is going on today, but we see a little bit more in the 70s. We have, I said the music, so we have like a Gladys Knight, Al Green, we're hearing James Brown, Eddie Kendrick. So like, what were your thoughts when you started to hear all these names? Were these like, oh, I know these people, I've listened to these people, I need to listen to who these people are?
These people, it's so funny because all these names make me think of, like, when I heard them growing up as a kid, that's like, oh, I'm at my grandma's and it's time to clean the house.
yeah.
And so it just kind of, it was like very cool to see them in their prime. And it made me kind of excited for when I'm older and my, like, kids or grandkids or ever get to see music now.
Right.
Like, I don't know if we have a Gladys Knight of our generation, but you know.
We got Beyonce.
Kelly Rowland.
We got Beyonce.
We got Beyonce. And we got Kelly. And we got Kelly.
Yeah.
So
Jacquees is the Gladys Knight of our time.
the devil is a liar. The devil is a liar.
He ain't it, y'all.
Listen, but no, what I do love about this, because a lot of us, we grew up on this music. Our grandmothers, moms, aunts played it, but a lot of people, I find it so weird that, like, though we're not that far apart from people a little bit younger than us, I feel like people maybe a few years younger, they're like, oh, I never heard of this person.
Yeah.
Or, who's Prince? And I'm like, wait, what? So I'm like, were your parents not playing this music because
Or did they not
ours?
love you?
Right. You're not
I don't
loved.
understand.
So what I love about this show is people who did, like, same thing with New Edition. People who didn't know who New Edition was, and BET did justice. They got to get the soundtrack. They got to listen to it. So what I love about American Soul, we're definitely going to get a season just full of music, a great soundtrack. People are going to start going, I bet you we're going to start hearing on the news that on Apple Music.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Gladys Knight's going to be, besides the Super Bowl, it's another story, that's not going to be trending and everything else.
Yeah.
So
And
that,
I think it's
was
a lot
awesome.
of history with the music as well.
Yeah.
So I think once people start to go back and look into, like, the music, they'll see the history behind it as well, and everything that those artists had to go through to pave the way for the artists that we have today, you know? So I think that's a good thing.
Put some respect on their name. Put some respect on their name.
Listen,
okay?
Al Green had to run so Jacquees could walk.
Is he walking though?
The king of R&B is here. So
Crawling.
Crawling
I am
and
kidding.
pulling up on the table.
There you go.
you cannot even compare. I'm kidding. So don't nobody come and
waddling.
drag me. I'm
Please don't
kidding.
He's
There's
waddling.
no comparison to Al Green.
But for all the Jacquees lovers, we love him too, so don't drag us on that either.
We love him.
But you just got to put in time and work, honey, for that king title.
Exactly.
Yes,
Like these people did.
I was going to go to your point about the music now. I think that once people start hearing this music, they will start recognizing the samples. Like, oh, wait a minute, hold up. That's the sample from that. Or, oh, I heard that beat before. Like that one dude on YouTube that's just like listening to his song and then he finds out it's like an oldie. Have you seen it?
Oh, yeah.
He is
Will
too
Smith.
funny.
And he's like, wait, this isn't. It's like, no, it's a sample. So
Yeah,
that's
so
what I
that's
love
good.
about this show so far. So the show opens up. We meet Don Cornelius for the first time. But BET does this thing where it opens up in 2012. So for people who don't know, which you should know if you're watching this show, Don Cornelius, he ended his life through suicide in 2012. He shot himself. So what BET did was they opened this whole season with him sitting on a couch, Don Cornelius as we know him, and he's listening to old Gladys Knight, Neither One of Us. So when that scene is first opening and you see him and he kills himself, are you like, wait, what? How's the show starting like this? Were you confused, or did you know that he killed himself?
Yeah, I mean, I remember when it happened, so I was just like, okay, I get this or whatever. But I thought it was, I don't want to say cool because, again, these are real people.
Yeah.
But I thought as far as storytelling, it was a very interesting way to open it up because it's like now we know that we're going to see the things that led to this or allegedly led to this. So I thought that was interesting.
Yeah, and I enjoyed.
It was just interesting. Yeah,
I enjoyed the fact that it was that song because I feel like that song is so touching and heartfelt, and immediately I felt emotions from it, and it put me in the place where he was.
Yeah,
I have completely forgotten that he had committed suicide, just because he's such an amazing man. Sometimes I just like to push things to the side. So the memory of it just made me honor him a little bit more because I got to see what he went through.
Yeah. And that's like this show's going to be one of those things where it's a history lesson. We're going to remember, we're going to talk about depression and suicide because that's the forefront, but it's also going to bring things to light, like the things that were happening in the 70s that's happening today. Politics, racism, sex,
brutality.
like police brutality. So I think BET so far so good. I think they did a really good job. So we'll kind of do a thing where we'll talk about some of the characters because this is the first two episodes, and we're introduced to a lot of people. Yeah. So it's going a little fast. I was like, all right, here we are. So we're first introduced to Kendall, Simone, and JT. Kendall and Simone are brother and sister, and JT, aka Jeffrey, is Simone's boo. We learned that brother and sister, Kendall. Okay. Now, see, so many characters. I'm like, wait, who? Kendall, when we first open up at first, we see that he gets a letter from Vietnam. So I said earlier that Vietnam is going to play a big role in this because we are in like 1971. It's the Vietnam War. So we open up, we see that Kendall's a father. He's in school. He's getting drafted to the Vietnam War. They drafted him to the Vietnam War. We see the beautiful Simone who's in high school and she's singing in a high school musical. And then we see JT. It's like 3 different stories who's struggling. His mom's a junkie. And she's on drugs and he's trying to make money to support his mom. So let me know how you guys felt about these characters and where do you stand with them?
Side note, we deserve a Black Grease.
Yes.
That I was like,
that scene.
I was like, oh, I'm feeling this.
Yeah.
Like this was fire. But first of all, I don't think that's his. Is it really his kid? That baby don't look nothing.
that just might have been bad casting.
I was like,
I think it's supposed to be his kid.
is that Marcos' baby?
That's what I'm saying.
I'll find out later.
I was gonna say, like, I know quite a few Afro Latinos that look Afro Latino. You know what I'm saying? I was just like, huh.
But
I
they
will
at the
say-
last minute where they were like, just get any baby.
He had the soul though, because when he came in and heard the scene, he was
Yes.
like, I can
little-
dance to this.
That must
was getting
have
it.
been him.
Yeah, it's in him.
Yeah, it's there.
I can't stand y'all.
And then I did a Mo Better Grease. Well, a Black version of Grease in high school called Mo Better Grease, which was like
Yes.
Mo Better Blues and Grease put together.
Come on, high school.
And baby, I was Patty with a big afro.
Oh.
See? Remember how Patty was like the most perkiest,
Yes.
peppiest girl in Grease? Well, they made her like the peppiest, but also the ghettoest in Mo Better Grease.
It's like the Wiz, but Grease. So we
Right.
come to the conclusion we need this Grease.
We need it.
But seeing the music, how do you guys feel about like the live music? Because now American Soul, because we're getting the music, it's kind of like a live musical kind of. Because we do see the scene where Kendall, JT, and Simone are singing. So were you guys shocked at that? Like BET's like, oh, they're adding like people singing in the show?
No, I liked it, and it just shows all the talent that was around at that time, and the struggle. I mean, you still have a struggle today when you're trying to break into like the entertainment industry. So it just shows that struggle, and it shows that talent, and that's what I like about it. And it makes it more authentic when the people are actually singing.
Yes.
Versus, because that's why the New Edition movie was so good, because they were singing. So it just more, it adds more authenticity. Yes.
And it's really amazing to see the place. Like there's always a place, a safe haven where people can go. Despite what's going on outside, you can come here, dance, let all your worries out on the dance floor, and that camaraderie and that community feeling was really felt through the screen.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah, I really like that we have like singing and stuff in this, because I was looking at the actors and stuff, and they don't like, these are all fairly new, like they don't have a lot on their IMDb. So I was like, this is cool that we're getting new faces and like, new music, and I'm here for it. I like it.
Yes. Speaking about being here for it, we're going to go a little further, but we're going to take a little break because we have a message from OK Drew herself.
Yes, honey. Well, we appreciate you guys for giving us a chance and checking out this show with us, and helping AfterBuzz, continue to grow. But if you want to, keep going with us on this journey, honey, we need your help. We ask that you guys subscribe to one or more of our channels. We are not just a drama network, you guys. We have reality TV. We have superheroes. We have sci-fi. You name it. Honestly, we probably have an after show for it because we really hustle hard. So you guys subscribe to one or more of those, and by doing that, it'll suggest really cool content for you. So you'll get to go into that fun black hole of YouTube that we all are guilty of going into. Make sure to check us out on iTunes. We're also on Spotify. Give us 5 stars. Comment on this video. And for now, thank you for rocking with us. We really appreciate it.
Yes.
We
Thank
love
you,
y'all.
Drew.
You're welcome.
Our fifth panelist.
Yes, we love y'all. And as you guys know, this is our first episode. So going forward, please feel free to write us in the comments. Let us know what you liked about the show. Let us know who your favorite artists are, people from Soul Train, your favorite moments. And we may be able to incorporate some of your favorite segments. So let us know, because we're here to please you.
Yeah.
Even if we don't agree with you, we're here to please you. Speaking about pleasing, we talked about Gladys Knight. We have a young Kelly Rowland playing Gladys Knight.
BET really does not play when it comes to casting
Yes.
like legends, because I didn't think they were going to do any better than casting Woody as Bobby Brown.
Oh, yeah.
Because that was spot on. But baby, Kelly Rowland as Gladys Knight is like everything.
Isn't it?
Everything. And I've heard Kelly sing, but like I feel like she just brought her A game with those vocals on this episode. I was like, oh, and episode 2. Like, so I'm just excited for the whole series if she's going to be singing more, because it's like she's trying to, embody Gladys and sing a little bit more like her. But I'm like, oh, Kelly, you need to start singing like Gladys all the time.
Okay. In real life.
Right. Yeah. She does have some big shoes to fill on that. But I watched an interview with her, and she was talking about how she was drinking whiskey. She said she went into a field and screamed as loud as she could. Wow. She did all these different things to try to get her voice a little more raspy. And I love how dedicated and committed she was. She said she watched hours of footage of Gladys Knight, although she does look just like her. She's like, I watched how her mouth moved. I watched everything about her. So this is quality. Like when you're watching somebody doing something like that, you can just get lost in it.
Yes. And it must be intimidating playing someone who's still alive. Yeah. And not only is she alive, she's a legend. Yeah. She's a living legend. Yeah. So not only you have to play this woman who is watching you, and you have to play her at a younger age. And I think Kelly's doing such a great job. Like you said, she looks just like Gladys Knight, which is creepy because when they keep showing her, I'm like, she looks like a young Gladys Knight. Right. So I'm really excited. I think what I'm really excited for is to see the artists to come, because I've seen a preview where there's going to be a young Tina Turner and a James Brown. Like,
I was going to say Michelle Williams is going to be a young Tina Turner.
Like, I can't wait. Is she?
Is she? I thought it was
I'm pretty sure she's supposed to be young Tina. Or no, she's young Diana Ross.
Oh, okay. Oh, that's gonna be.
I was going to say the girl that played Whitney in the.
Whitney is young Tina Turner.
She's gonna be.
Michelle Williams is supposed to be.
So much amazing black talent, and just like it's Black History Month, y'all. Okay. So they're showing us who we are in each and every one of these people.
Though I feel like we need to start this Black History Month over. We gonna practice reset, because we only 5-6 days in, y'all.
Somebody, I saw Jesus Nice tweet today. Somebody needs to call a white lady to call the manager for us, so we can read it.
But maybe American Soul is our start over to Black History Month,
hopefully.
because so far BET has done such a great job, and I want to give shouts out to BET, because I remember when I heard that they were working on this, and I was like, oh, I knew it was taking a while because of the rights. Don Cornelius had killed himself, and I knew that BET had just bought Soul Train. And like the Soul Train Awards, so I was like, I wonder how they're gonna do it. I don't know.
Right.
But then when I seen it, and we see a young Sinqua Walls, who's playing Don Cornelius, who's doing such an amazing job.
Yeah,
he's lost him. Fine. Hi, Sinqua. Okay. Playing Don, and then like someone like Kelly playing Gladys Knight. I'm like, okay, BT, I see what you're doing. Right. I love it. So
and I love how they're touching on like all these topics where it's glazed over slightly so that it's not just like so heavy, but even just the man of the house trope for like a teenager where your mom's having a drug addiction, but you have to take care of the baby, you have to pay the rent, you have to work extra hours, but you're trying to make it in your own life. That is such a common thing in the Black community, and I believe it was more common back then. This generation can be slightly soft, but we won't go there. But then I like how they're showing that, and I think that he's going to remove himself from that and elevate. And people need to learn how to take care of themselves. Honey. If you had a child and he got to be 17 or something, he is not the man of the house. No. He has his own life.
Baby. I like that you said that. Another thing I love about this show, it's not just about Don Cornelius. It's about the dancers. It's about the people who worked with him. It's his team, his assistant, who I love her to death. Let me see. I think her name on the show was Tessa Lorraine. Yeah. So we get to meet her, and you get to see a little background about Don. For those who don't know, it seemed like Don didn't play about the show because he was serious about it. He wanted a show that was produced and owned by Black people, written and worked on by Black people. So he came off a little aggressive. So what I love is we get to see the people who worked with him, and his assistant was not feeling it. She was like, I'm quitting. I hate him. I'm putting in my resignation. But when you look at Don's side of it, you see how hungry he is, because when he tells someone like Gladys Knight, like, look, I got 2 kids, a wife, and I've had 6 jobs, and I want this. This is not American Bandstand. I want to own the rights to this. How are you guys feeling when you seen Don, like hungry Don?
Yeah, it's like you understand the passion. Sometimes it's a thin line between like being understanding to that passion and being like, okay, dude, now you're going too far. Like you're just doing it a little bit too much. But like you said, like everything for him was on the line, and he took it so seriously, and he was so passionate about it. It's like, this has to work. So if you're not here to work as hard as I am, then you can go. Yeah, you know what I mean. So it's like I said, it's a thin line, but you kind of appreciate it a little bit.
It's kind of hot. I was like, okay, no, I'm yelling at everybody.
I mean, we're in 2019, and right now we're just now seeing a all-Black cast crew go to the Oscars with Black Panther, and it's 2019. So for you to be making something that's Black owned, Black directed, but like that in the 70s, like I understand the pressure that. I mean, I don't understand, but like I can only imagine that the pressure that comes with that is overwhelming, to say the least.
Yeah. And I feel like I can understand why he was so aggressive, because of not only just his passion wasn't the only thing running it. I think that even when we see him get stopped by the cops and the guy's taunting him and he hits the steering wheel, that anger can really be channeled. Yeah. And I feel like he channeled it into his dream, even sitting in that warehouse with them ugly big old rats and everything. But he still saw James Brown up there performing. Like there was nothing that could stop him. And I think also just that being called a boy and getting humiliated like that is just like, okay, well, let me show you once I'm the owner.
Yeah. I felt it. I felt his spark, because in the first 2 episodes, we see Don birthing a baby, and he was serious about this baby. He didn't want it to be American Bandstand, and he had to fight against people who were trying to take their ads off his show. He was flying to LA, and he was going to all these little places, and he had to prove a point where it was kind of messing up his marriage a little bit. But like he told his wife, I'm suffocating. This is my dream. I need this to work. And I felt that. To now know in 2019 what Soul Train is, to see how it started, that kind of gave me the chills. I don't know about y'all. I was like, okay, Don Cornelius. Like, I had no idea. Like, I knew he was the boss man, but I had no idea how much work he put in and how he wanted it to be owned by Black people, and he wanted it to be a Black thing. So I thought that was beautiful.
And to see what essentially it kicked off, like, for the Black community in general, like, it's very sad that he ended up killing himself, because, like, you look at how much Soul Train really did do for the Black community, and it's like, astronomical. You know, I don't think half the things that we have right now would be here as far as entertainment and representation had it not been for Soul Train.
Yeah.
Shout out to Soul Train. Can y'all do the Soul Train?
Yes.
My voice is too deep. I got the Don Cornelius, the Soul Train.
You get the lower note.
Yeah.
I couldn't tell if this was him. I don't want to say his name wrong.
Sinqua.
Or if they'd like dubbed Don Cornelius' voice over it, because I was like, wait, was that Don or was that you? Because he sounded like Don Cornelius at one point. So I'm like, did they dub his voice or was that him? If that was him, he's amazing.
Right.
Yes.
If that was him.
I'm willing to get
like,
Sinqua in here so we can ask him, because
Right.
when he
Yeah.
starts talking as Don, I'm like, is that Don or is that Sinqua?
Right? There was a few moments where he sounded like himself, but then he sounded like really like Don Cornelius. Like,
I don't know, guys. I watched an interview of Robert Townsend. Remember him?
The legend.
The legend.
Remember him.
Right?
I mean, some people don't know, but he is so amazing, and he directs the 3rd and 4th episode of this. And he talked about how amazing of an actor Sinqua is. He's like, he's brilliant. So I am just gonna take a leap and say he probably did that voice himself.
Sinqua, it was you.
Come on here and let us know.
Sinqua, if you're watching, because I know you're watching this right now, you're saying to yourself, let me click on that American Soul AfterBuzz TV after show, because them poor girls got something to say.
Yes, we do.
If you're watching this, we would love for you to come in. Don't worry, we're going to take care of all the details. We're going to reach out. But we would love to ask you here if that was you, because that stumped me.
Yeah,
I'm like, is that Don or Sinqua?
Yeah.
Cray cray. Well, speaking about more cray cray, we get to meet a little bit more characters. We get to meet someone who plays Gerald, who, if you guys are big Greenleaf fans, you know who Gerald is. He plays crazy Basie Spanks, who he plays a crazy pastor on a Greenleaf own show. But he kind of plays the same character, but just his job has switched. He's like a hustler, but a bar owner, and we see him doing bad things, having
Man
people
is
drunk.
first.
We do.
Man is first, not manifest. Man is first. Is this a character that you guys think you're gonna like or hate, or because he's starting to work with Don, and he was giving Don a little advice, like, look, you want James Brown? Here's some perspective. Go to the other acts. He was giving him a little advice, but do you feel like there's going to be a guy that you might like or hate?
I don't know. I think he's about his business. You might hate to love him. He might be that type. Because he's about his business. He might not do it the right way all the time. But he's about getting things done. And he sees things for what they are. And so he knows he has to, get it how he can.
Yeah,
I like him right now. But because I feel like anybody who's going to save you from getting your butt kicked is already an ally.
Yes.
But I just know how easy it is those gangster types can switch on you.
Honey.
It's like, you know what? Let me finance you. Let me give you everything. And then it's like, okay, now give me back X, Y, and Z. And you're like, I don't have that. And they're like, oh, well, your life.
I'm gonna
gotta kill you.
Yeah.
I don't want him to do that.
I'm gonna.
That's why I said you'll love to hate him.
Yeah, we're gonna love to hate him. That's a character that I'm gonna be looking for. Another character that we've introduced is Miss Kelly Price. She plays the mother of of Kendall and Simone. So I really loved seeing her in this motherly, sweet role with two kind of grown kids, I guess you could say. Who she's the mom. We get the story that it seems like she used to be a singer. She's now a nurse, and her husband is in Vietnam, which is really heartbreaking because we all know the story of the Vietnam War and how horrible it is. And I got so nervous watching this because he was just so happy and loving, and I'm like, oh God.
I was like, this is a strong black man who's fine. He loves his wife. He loves his babies. He gonna die. That's how it is.
That hurt. I was like, okay. Every time he kept yes, I'll be home. I've never missed a call. I'm like, see, I don't like that.
Right, don't talk like that. Just
I
let's
feel
not
like
talk
BT's
about
gonna
this.
do something shady with that.
Dropping little gems, let y'all know where it's going.
Dropping little gems, but I'm happy to see Kelly Price because we know Kelly Price is a real life singer.
She sure
so I'm
is.
excited to see if she is gonna sing because we learned that she used to be a singer.
Right.
They be doing us dirty if we don't get to hear it.
No,
Yes.
we do,
But
but
you get to
know
hear
what?
it actually in the preview of what's to come for this whole
Yeah.
series.
Okay.
There was a clip of Kelly Price singing, so I'm
Because
excited.
Kelly,
Thank the Lord,
Kelly
'cause
hits your gut.
Yeah.
Ooh, Chile.
Chile. Ooh, Chile, Kelly.
They were acting like she wasn't gonna sing, like she is over the singing in her life. So what? Because when the daughter asked about her singing, she was like, "That's not what I want to talk about."
Yeah.
So we're gonna get to see.
We're gonna get to
That's
see
gonna be
it.
great. Because she seems like the mom who gave up on her dream because the husband kind of alludes to that on the phone, like, oh, I met your mom in a juke joint. And the daughter's like, well, Mom, why? And she's like, no. And she's the nurse. So one of my favorite things about the show was the auditions. So we got to see, Soul Train, we know Soul Train being the show of the kids dancing and everyone showing all their new stuff. On this, we got to see them actually auditioning and doing really cool dances. And we kind of see the birth of the Soul Train line. Yeah. Like, how did you guys feel about the dancing? Were you guys dancing in your house? Like, okay, I'm about to do like the funky chicken or the funky
I wasn't
robot.
dancing in my house, but I don't know. I just got chills like just now, like that Soul Train line thing. Like it started. We still do it to this day.
Yes.
We'll be at parties, little cookouts, and it's like, all
weekend.
right, Soul Train,
Yes.
right?
This weekend.
Soul Train line, you know. So it just was like, I don't know, like a proud. I don't know. I felt proud. Like we still have that,
Yeah.
and it's still a good time when we do it. So
I also just love anything that connects me to like my parents and my grandparents, and it's so funny because like I forget what dance move they're doing, but to this day, my auntie, like, she'll be like, what you know about? And then she'll start doing some old dance. I'm like, where did you get that? And then watching it, I'm like, that's where you got that.
My aunts, they try to teach me the hustle. So my goal for 2018 was to learn the words to Law and Order SVUs, and I did. My goal for 2019 is to learn the hustle.
I know the hustle.
We will join you in learning the hustle.
okay, because I don't know it either.
As a panel, can you teach us the hustle?
I got you.
Wow, this is amazing.
We got
learn
this
the
guest
hustle,
this
guys.
week, but I'm
You
gonna
know
come
what? You
back
guys
when
need to
y'all
learn
done
it
the
too.
hustle.
We
There
need to
is
do
a show on
special and teach them.
VH1 called like the 70s House or something, and it was like a competition show about who loved the 70s the most.
Yes.
And one of the episodes they had to know how to do the hustle, and I was like 10 and I learned how to do the hustle.
Oh, I need to. So this is a 70s show. So we're gonna learn how to do the hustle. I said the funky chicken, the robot. That was the 80s.
That was the 70s. That was
Probably
the
the 80s. Okay, I'm a stupid millennial. I'm sorry.
I don't know the dances of the 70s.
We should learn and teach it to them.
I want to learn whatever like the hoe dancer was of the 70s.
Oh, the whole dance of the 70s.
I want to
was
learn that.
I don't know.
The pop lock.
The pop. That's not the whole dance, but
what's his name?
I was gonna say twerking, but that was twerking and
The bump wasn't the bump.
Oh, the bump?
70s.
Yes.
Remember Selena? Her mom did the washing machine.
Yes.
Selena's okay.
But you know what? What I like
Maryland.
about it though, you can look at some of these dances and see like the new dances how they derived from
Yes.
this. Like I mean, I look at this. You know, when they used to do this.
Yeah.
And honey, all these kids these days is whipping their heads back and forth so hard. So that's where it came from, okay?
That's
so I like
awesome.
to see that.
So that's what we're going to do. Like I told you guys, we're going to start doing more segments. We could probably do one like our favorite dances from the 70s. I know we can't really get up and do it because the way how the studio is. But
No, we have bank account set up.
You know, okay, just get on top of here and just start dancing. But we'll start
dancing on table.
We'll start talking about it. But yeah, in episode 1 and 2, we get to learn the backstory of how Soul Train got started. We're getting to see who Don Cornelius is, how he took a leap of faith, and how, you know, his wife. We see the backstory of how him and his wife, like, allegedly he cheated on his wife, and she walked in on him kissing someone else. So to her, it's like, I don't want to do this with you again, but I believe in you. You can go, but we gonna stay. Right. Now, if you are Don Cornelius' wife, Dolores, at that time, and your husband, you know, you've been with him for a long time, and he's cheating on you in the past, but y'all here, y'all partners. Y'all have this thing, and you kind of walk in on him kind of kissing someone, but he does have this dream. Are you going with him to L.A., or are you staying in Chicago?
The thing is, in the 70s, I feel like women, like, it was still very much the idea that women couldn't do things on their own that much. Like, it was like the beginning of, like, you know, us being independent.
Yeah.
But for the most part, divorce and stuff like that wasn't a super big thing. So I feel like it would have made more sense for her to go with him just because I don't think you're gonna leave him, so
right. Yeah, like why just stay home? If you're still gonna be with him, why not be out there? And I think it's hard for me to answer the question because I know what Soul Train grew into. So I'm like, girl, I'm gonna go.
Stay with him.
I'm gonna go.
Dolores, you need to go.
Right? You know what I mean? But I guess being in the moment of like feeling like you aren't going to be there for me anymore. You aren't going to pay me any attention because I'm already losing you now.
Yeah.
Imagine when you move away. Even though he wanted her to go as well, it's like you're going to be so engulfed in this, your career and your dream. Like, I'm not going to exist to you anymore. And I think she was like, I might as well just bow out now.
Yeah.
that's true because she'll be away from people she knows.
That's true. And you got to sit in LA and watch him live out his dream and women and money and drugs, and you're home with 2 kids. No shade.
He's
but,
so
you know.
fine, girl.
Listen,
Everybody wants him.
aka Don Cornelius, honey. There's a lot of good-looking people in this show.
There sure is.
Women, men, like the men are beautiful, the women are beautiful.
The
like,
melanin is flowing.
Listen, BT did their thing.
But
I think
I don't
that's
care
just
how
something.
good he looked. I had a different opinion. I said, I wrote down, don't drag me to no new state to get cheated on. No, thank you,
that's
sir.
very true.
That's a truth.
Okay, don't drag me to a new state. She said she already settled anyways, guys. She said come back once a week. So you trying to get Community D.
Yeah.
Because he gonna go away for at least 6 days and be with all these beautiful dancers and singers and all this. So she made the right decision, and I need to say, don't be dragging people to another state. Now, when he got big on Soul Train, she needed to go ahead and fly on out.
I wonder how long him and Dolores stayed married, because when Don committed suicide in 2012, he has a brand new wife. But him and this wife, they weren't married long. He married her in the 2000s. So I want to say, I did a little research. I want to say Dolores passed away, but I'll do a little bit more research to find out like how long they were married, because Don's new wife, when he died, him and her, they were married in the 2000s, so this was something new. So it's a really good show so far. How y'all feeling? What, did y'all have a favorite moment of the first 2 episodes?
I really think the version of, what's that song from Grease that they sang?
I got it.
Yeah, I just really liked that
Black Grease
cover of it, and I was like, yes.
I was just gonna say that with Simone.
Yeah, Simone.
So bad with characters in the beginning.
It's a lot. It's a lot.
No, her voice is amazing. I love her voice. Even when they were doing the audition at the club, I was like, "Come on, girl!"
They killed it.
She killed it when she walked up. Is when they started paying attention.
Honey,
my favorite part, believe it or not, my favorite part was with Bassist Skanks. No, okay, Gerald Ames is his name in the show, and I wrote down that there was a business partnership and a friendship immediately formed. I like what he said about smallpox, women's rights, and Jim Crow, and I wrote down that confidence is sexy. So his part did something.
Man is first. Man is first. Man is first. I will say I like the quote that Don Cornelius said. He said, "I want this. This is not American Bandstand. I don't want it to be not whitewashed, not toned down, just us. I want it to be black."
Right.
He wanted to be he wanted to be known. This is in the 70s. He ain't talking about today. He was saying to them in the 70s, "I want it to just be us. This is not Flip Wilson, no shade to them, but this is going to be a very black show." And he took a chance. I love that. And I think I also loved the references to the 70s, like Sanford and Son. And I feel like we're going to see more of that. The music. So I'm excited for the music.
I loved him saying to show black people like how we are.
Yes.
You know, the fun part, the talent and everything like that. Because like recently when like I just came back from Rome and I was kind of watching TV. It was like Roma. It was like nothing on. But also just being around, it's like not a lot of black people around. And so if you are watching TV, if you're watching Ratchet TV, just growing up, like I see now how people get that image of us if that's all they see is the negativity, the gangsters and all of that, and you don't see that person in your regular everyday life. That's the image you have of them. So I appreciate that he wanted to put that, like programming and stuff is important, and I appreciate he wanted to put that positive image of us out there in that early of a time.
Same. I actually used to work at a hotel as a front desk agent, and I met a guy from, I think he was from Austria or something like that. And when I tell you the first words he said to me, there were 3, and it was the same one, and it was yo, 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 yo. That's what he said to me. I said, "Oh, baby, this your first time here?" and it was. So
yo, baby.
That's all and later on he let me know in his broken English that's basically all he had seen, and that's what he really thought he should do. I said, "Well, what show was you watching?" Because but anyway, Flavor Flav, and that's what it was.
Flavor Flav. No, it's dope. It was dope that we got things like this, and shout out to BET for doing this. And now they're doing things like a new Boomerang, and we got the New Edition story, and there's new documentaries coming out. So I love, like you said, like see the Blackishes and the Grownish to see the positivity, because we had the Cosby Show in a different world, but then in Living Single Girlfriends, but then I felt like we kind of missed. It's like we had a break of it on TV.
Just to see blackness not put in a stereotype is like so nice, because we're not all alike. Like we're very different, just like any other race, and it's just nice to see the range of characters that we're getting on this.
Definitely.
What a very cool show. I love this show a lot. I'm excited because I'm a big music buff. I love music, especially older music, because that's what I grew up on. So I'm excited to, get into the music. So, but let's get into a new segment that we're going to be introducing called the Soul Spotlight.
Yes, honey.
I don't know why I did that.
I like it. Spotlight.
You should introduce it all the time.
Yes. Drew and Shawna, they're going to take this one away.
Yes.
So tonight's spotlight is on
the one and only
Al Green. This is a performance of him, or this is him performing on Soul Train. This is Love and Happiness. He was on Soul Train, from what I can find, 3 times. this song makes me think of cleaning the kitchen
Yes.
on Sunday mornings.
And this song makes me feel like I'm rolling down the street in my vehicle.
Okay.
And I like to bump this type of music. So it's crazy to know that, first of all, such a dope, swaggy guy. His name is Albert Lornis Green.
Yes,
Lornis, okay?
Strong name.
And he was born in 1946. You know, this is a very accomplished man. He sang his heart out. He's actually known as the last greatest singer of soul. Like they said that after him, soul is no longer exists.
Oh, wow.
But he was on the Rolling Stone list of 100 greatest artists of all time. He was number 65. Also on the 100 world's greatest singers, number 14.
Okay.
He said his inspiration was James Brown, Jackie Wilson, Sam Cooke, Wilson Pickett. So he was amongst great company and actually ended up like those were his people after that. Like before he was looking up to them, and then he rose to the occasion. So we love him.
That officer was right. We do love Al Green.
And he's
you.
actually, he announced he's going back on tour. This is the first time he's been on tour in like 7 years. So he has a 5-day tour. And I mean, he's a legend.
Was Al Green the one that got the grits thrown on him? No. This is okay.
I know who you're talking about.
There's a soul singer, and I thought it was Al Green, but there's a soul singer, very famous, who I think he ended up in a wheelchair. He probably died. The person
the
I'm
one
thinking
he
about,
died.
the one he died.
I don't know why his name is.
Oh, what is his name? He ended up getting like a pot of hot grits thrown on him.
Marvin Gaye?
Not Marvin Gaye.
No, it wasn't Marvin.
Oh, but Marvin Gaye's the one that died. Maybe it was Al Green then.
Right,
Because Marvin Gaye was the one that died. His dad killed him, right? So maybe
but
it was
there's
Al
a soul
Green that
singer
got the grits.
who was, I think was living the cheating life, and a woman
it
threw
was
a
Al
pot
Green.
of hot grits on him, and he started to change, and I think it's Al Green.
I think it was.
If you guys are listening, you guys know, let me
let
know.
us know.
I could be wrong, but I think it's Al Green. If it's not him, it's another soul singer.
Let
But
us know if
what a legend.
throwing hot grits on people's changing lives, changing their attitude.
Hey, we got,
It was
Al Green. See, we got really love and happiness. Thank you, Al Green.
And I'm so tired of being alone, which is my mom's favorite.
of being alone. I'm so tired of being alone.
We can't sing,
No,
y'all.
We can't sing, but we
So
love
not only
that
are we
song.
gonna
stay together.
Let's stay together.
Let's stay together.
Thank you, Hot Grits. Thank you, Al Green. Thank you,
And
Soul
watching
Train.
that clip, like, can we get the Al Green movie as well? And I definitely believe
Definitely.
Usher can play him.
Yes.
Looking
That would
at
be
that
amazing.
clip,
Cut the check.
Usher.
I just was like, Usher.
Cut the
Play
check
Al
and then
Green.
pay it to
That
us.
might be next. And you know what?
Give me my
After the
casting
Soul
credit.
Train show, I feel like some story is going to be spawned
Yeah.
out. Look at
Yeah.
that man.
Usher.
A man.
Tell me you see Usher.
Usher Raymond.
Tell me you see
Usher
Usher.
fine. Usher.
Usher, baby.
Listen, child. Okay, so this is a brand new show, so let's do predictions to see what we think. We already know what's going to happen with Dawn, but let's see what we think is going to happen.
And now, your AfterBuzz TV predictions.
Who would like to start?
I can go because I'm pretty much got 3 things to say, and that's
Okay,
it.
honey, let us
Okay,
know.
I think that JT is going to pay that rent. Back then, rent was only $479. He got that. Come on, JT. He's going to make it. That's my character I'm focusing on, and I want Kelly
cute.
Price to sing next time we see her.
Yes.
So that's what I think is going to happen.
Yeah, I actually think because of everything JT is going through, he may pull away from the group. Oh, that's going to be unfortunate. I hope not, but I'm the way it's going, and like they've had their little rift already. So I think some things may happen. It's going to get tougher for him, and he may pull away from the group.
I think Kendall is going to get drafted. I don't want him to, but I think he is. And I think Simone is going to kind of like some type of attention. I think Simone's going to have like the not so sweet taste of celebrity.
Yes, because she's so sweet
She
and
is.
naive. I'm interested to see, because as I was watching these 2 episodes, I got a vibe between Don Cornelius and Gladys Knight. And I'm interested to see if Miss Gladys Knight told a story. I don't know if anything happened between her and Don, but the vibes are there, and I'm interested to see how that relationship turns out. I think that him and his wife are not going to last long.
Yeah.
And I want Simone to beat that girl's ass, the one who,
Oh,
who
yeah.
locked her in the
Oh,
closet
yeah.
and try to. So, and I want Simone to be the star. That's what I'm predicting. She's going to be the star.
Yeah.
But it ain't going to be easy for her at
It's not.
all.
Oh yeah, she needs to get a girl.
Yeah.
I like how she ran. I mean, it's professional. You should not do that in a professional
But I like
setting.
it.
But I like it. She wasted no time, ran right up. Like, oh, so you just gonna lock me in the closet?
Right.
You
Yes.
I'd
And
rather
Don
you not keep
Cornelius
it to
was
yourself.
not feeling
know? It
that.
wasn't, because it wasn't the time or the place.
Okay,
But
we got the
Let me
sponsors.
ask this though to the chat, to the audience and to you as well. Would you guys be cool with a Soul Train like reboot? Like somebody young just came through, brought in.
No.
I mean, really? I know. I
the
was gonna
show,
say,
yes.
I wouldn't mind it because Don stopped hosting it after a while.
That is
so
true.
we already had a version
we
with a
did have
different
Shamar
host.
Moore.
Yeah, we had Shamar Moore.
Okay.
And then sometimes we'd have guest celebrity hosts. Like, so we kind of already
with,
had
like,
it.
the puzzle and
so,
stuff like that.
So I
That's
wouldn't
true.
be mind if it came.
I wouldn't mind if they
if
like
it came
switch the people. Like I just don't want one corny or someone like
Yeah.
I want someone who knows, because one thing I'm getting sick of my generation, because I'm in this generation, I'm getting sick of tired of people like, oh, I don't know who that is. I'm just gonna get. It's like no. If you work in this industry and you
Know the
know
history.
music, know your history.
Yeah.
So I feel like I would love to see a reboot, but I want someone who knows the history of your music.
Yeah.
But I think I'd be down to see a reboot.
And I
of
want
Soul Train.
artists who respect musical history.
Yes.
I don't want no
Yeah.
Post Malone's talking about.
No.
Yeah, because you know what? Now, if they bring it back, actually, you know what? Add that piece of history in there some kind of way. You know what I mean? Like
Do
with
a
the dance,
spotlight.
do a dance. Yeah, do like a dance from a different
Seriously.
decade, like all the time or something
You're
like
so
that.
right.
good
They have
question.
a whole show. Like I watch it. It's like an old show. They watch show decades, like the '60s, and they talk about
it's a
all
good
these
show.
people. They need to add that on there,
they can
and
do
they need
that.
to have regular artists
BT, I
now
hope y'all
doing
listening.
covers.
I was
of
gonna
the
say I
old.
would love to see artists from today
I
do
would
covers
love
from
that.
Soul Train.
Or
You know-
like duos with the
Here
people
we
who are still
are,
alive.
BT.
We are your
Listen,
pitchers. We got
BT.
ideas.
BT, run us a check. We got y'all with a brand new show.
Give me that producer credit.
No,
That's
we
what
all
y'all
need
need.
peeing this show.
What's up?
So BET, check it. Y'all get a brand new show, reboot of Soul Train, but it's new artists redoing older songs.
Ooh, that would be
Right.
so fresh.
And
Come
you know
on.
what? And if the artists want to come on and do a little duet, we down with that as well.
Okay.
I want a
Look at
Gladys and
this.
Kelly duet.
Yes. Ooh, look at us. Come on, BT. You're welcome.
And,
felt the
and
spirit.
we will be your official after show panel.
There we go.
Yes.
Look at that. Oh man, thank you guys so much for joining us on this Soul Train. I feel like I'm just gonna keep doing that.
So-
Before we go, ladies, tell me where they can find you guys on social media.
You guys can find me on all the things at OKDrewJ.
And you guys can find me on Instagram and on Twitter at ElMarieTV.
You got me at Shawna O everywhere.
Hey guys, and I am your girl Nakia Monet. You can follow me on all social media at Kiki Boom Boom. Make sure you guys come back next Wednesday. We're gonna take another trip on the Soul Train. All right, I'm just I'm gonna stop.
Tell everybody to wish them love.
Peace and soul.
World. Yeah, we're the only destination for all your favorite TV shows. Whatever you crave, we've got it. So go to AfterBuzzTV.com and check out our lineup. Buzz you later.